Okay, good morning, everybody, and thanks very much for coming early on a Sunday morning to the first presentation. You guys are the troopers, obviously, and welcome to Fukui. We actually live and work here. I've been here for 26 years now, so welcome to our little town. I hope you're having a good time and that you enjoyed yesterday and last night. Today, my name's Ricky Kaminsky, by the way, and today, with my two colleagues, Dr. Wayne Malcolm and Edwin Hart over there, we're going to be talking about our second year Advanced Communication A class, which is based completely on the UN SDGs. It's a third year running now, and as you're all pretty aware, there's the SDGs. What is it? 17 goals, 169 targets, 193 countries, and it's quickly becoming a new sort of global language on its own. One that we're all eventually going to have to speak. Okay, so just a little bit of background about our university, Fukui University of Technology. It's a rural technical university, very well established in the prefecture. Actually, was founded in 1950, so what, 74 years now. We've got a junior high school down there, a high school, we've got a nursing college, we've got 100 exchange students, 9 foreign national lectures, and a very diverse student body. A lot of our students are very sports orientated, very invested in their sports. So we're a big sports school. I actually coach the school karate team. And we've got other students that are quite career minded. They know why they're here and what they're doing. Technical university as a stepping stone into their careers. And we've got also the students that sort of float up and downstream and end up in our classrooms. Okay. Um, the general English level is not particularly high here. So what we try and do really is just make our English focused on. There's no English majors here, so they all have to study English, but it's just more like a side study, and we try and make it upbeat, communicative, and sort of like a place where kids can come in and make friends with other students using the global language. Okay. Personally, I came over to the university 6 years ago after spending 20 years at the adjacent high school. And the SDGs thing, where's the connection? On my second year into the job, I was given my first ever committee position, which I was really excited about, very happy about. And it turned out to be the brand new SDGs committee. Yes, our school, the whole school was to become an official UN SDGs school. Um, Always good to see the inner workings of how these things get off the ground. So I was really excited about it. Um, we Myself and Wayne actually interviewed the head of the committee, a very capable lady by the name of Professor Jun Matera, and we just asked her, why are we becoming an SDG school? And she said simply, it's just a matter of necessity, really. Um, Everyone's eventually, all institutions are all going to have to eventually be on board in some way or another. So here we are. So, action guidance, we want to show action and results. And so I was quite keen to do something, especially my first committee. Not an expert in any SD related field. So how could we play a role? And about this time where we're thinking about what to do, we'd been discussing all through the pandemic and as we'd got back to classes, that there was a bit of a gap in our curriculum. It's all good to do basic English, simple English, isn't it? Talking about hobbies and foods and giving directions and that sort of stuff. But there was a certain segment of the student body, our high performing students, and especially our exchange students that were looking a little bit bored. And I think we needed to up the ante a little bit. And that was the beginning of the Advanced Communication A course being born. The idea was to get a brand new course that's based on ideas-based instruction, autonomous learning, active learning, critical thinking, and get away from the tests, all the stuff I sort of wanted to do when I was at the high school. So how we got it off the ground, we just got the top 15 to 20 students from each department. and we made 6 classes, and the three of us took 2 classes each per semester, and then we rotate them in semester 2. I'll let Wayne explain what the No More Bananas thing was all about. It's a bit of an action call between us all, a bit of a running joke, and it's been so far it's been a bit hit and miss at the start, but as we found our rhythm and feet and found out what worked with the students and what didn't, the results have been very, very promising. All right, I'll just pass you on to Wayne now, and then I'll come back with you at the end and tell you how I taught my class. Thanks, guys. Okay, thanks very much, Edwin. My class, right, now time for the meat and veggies, like we like to say in Australia. How do we get students talking about discussing and debating complex social, environmental, and global issues? It's not an easy task, even in your own language for a 20-year-old, right? So I basically just use this simple approach. It's up there on the board. It's a two-tiered approach. Started just focusing on paraphrasing for discussion from our textbook. We had a textbook, and there was a nice reading section that was focused on one particular goal each unit. And I would just get them to read that before class and then paraphrase it into their own words. And then I would get them to rotate the next week and do some short research assignments, once again, based on that particular goal. They go out into the internet, find some inspirational stuff, and then report back the following week. Eat, sleep, and repeat sort of thing. Okay, so we take our time with it. We don't rush through it, and as you can imagine, the first couple of weeks of the paraphrasing was a bit of a disaster, actually. All they did is they would read it, write what they wanted to write in Japanese, and put it through Google Translate. I'm quite happy with my students using any technology at hand. I think that's just the way to go these days. But they would submit these homework submissions every week, and it was all just laden with technical jargon and stuff that was so far away from their own communication skills. So we want to bring it down to a more natural speaking style of English. So it was constant feedback, and the goal was to get them to a stage where they own their message and they really understood what they were talking about. And I just started using a real simple mantra. We've got our mate Einstein up there that said it as well, but I wanted my students to explain it like you were talking to a 12-year-old. That's the sort of language I wanted them to use. All right, your younger brother or sister, very much like Edwin's approach. Just don't hide behind jargon and technical words. You're not going to be able to use them anyway, guys, and you know this. All right, so let's get real. And how do we get there? All right, lots of massaging, lots of pleas, and I've actually encouraged them to use AI chatbots. I think ChatGPT is actually perfect for this. What they do before they submit it now is that they'll just look at the text, and if there's some words in there that they're not really comfortable using, just put it through ChatGPT, and you can actually prompt ChatGPT to write it for a 12-year-old. The basic message of what they want to do stays the same, but it just becomes language and better suited to their own abilities. All right. I've also encouraged them to try and explain what they're trying to say in Japanese as well. It's an ideas-based course. I keep telling them I'm not an English teacher, guys. Not for you guys. This is ideas-based. I'm done with that. So if you can't explain it in your own language, you're definitely going to struggle. So that's a big part of the equation too. So lots of in-class discussions. And the other thing that I'll do is I'll make sure that the listener is not passive. I want the listeners, when the students read their work to their partners, their paraphrasing work or their research, I want the listener to give them feedback. All right. So just basic mirroring technique. When you mirror someone, like if you hear a word that you get, then you just throw it straight back at them. All right. So this week I researched on the water crisis. Oh, water. Yeah, okay. That sort of thing, just to make it a two-way street. And finally, the mission is to own your message, all right, and to be able to not have to read it. Just remember a few of the main points and be able to speak it. And it takes a good sort of 4 or 5 weeks. You rotate partners. They're not going to get it right with the first partner, but the second and third partner, it starts to happen. And this is where you're going to start seeing some body language and some hand gestures and some eye contact, and that they start leaning into the conversations. You'll get students nodding away, and I actually put a bit of music on in class as well, just to make a real sort of relaxed cafe atmosphere. And all of a sudden you'll sit back and you'll start to see the magic happening. Simple is best. Eat, sleep, and repeat. All right. The research is good because they go out and they find their own inspiration and then they report to me. I'm the one that's learned the most in this class, reading and marking all of these research assignments, but it's been very, very interesting. All right, so just basically consistency, repetition, regular feedback, and encouragement. As for the evaluations, we just do a midterm interview, no paper test with me, where they just tell me one of the paraphrasing things, what was it about, and one of the research topics. And then at the very end, we do our video presentations. All right, so the unit and the content is very relevant, obviously, and this is the generation that's going to have to pick up these SDGs goals and really run with it. The conversations are interesting, nuanced. There's no simple solutions to any of this stuff, and the discussions are the key. Mixing the languages, writing the keywords on the board, and no more bananas, isn't it? These are real life world issues that we're all going to have to think about. I mean, this is time to get moving, isn't it? And look, after 27 years in the trenches, this course has been, for me, by far the most rewarding and what I believe is the most meaningful one. We've really, I feel like we've really sort of killing multiple birds with this one big SDG stone. So I'm super hyped about it, and I'm looking forward to where we can take it in the future. The final video presentations at the end have absolutely blown me away, and just show me what the students are capable of with a bit of gently pushed in the right direction, you know. And we underestimate them at their peril and our peril as well. All right, so thanks very much. SDGs in the classroom, it can be done. Trust me, it can be done. All the very best. Thanks for listening. We've got a paper here, so if you'd like to have a read of that or ask us any questions, we're very open to that. All right, all the best, guys. Please enjoy the rest of Fukui. Have some katsudon, some sauce katsudon, some oroshi soba. Get up to Aso Mountain if you can before you leave. It's just beautiful and it's a lovely day. All right, so all the very best. Thanks very much.